Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 5th grade concept of area and perimeter as it relates to volume. This is standard 5.4H in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 4 off the 2021 released STAAR test. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and then we will look at our answers together. So we have a rectangular prism, and we have all three measurements. We've got the length, we've got the width, we've got the height, and we simply need the volume. Well, let's see if we can at least draw this rectangular prism here. So let's see if we can draw this. Get a straight line, rectangular face here, and we are going to make it go back, get some diagonal lines kind of going back there. You want your diagonal lines to be parallel if possible. So another kind of diagonal line back up there, wanting this to be straight up and down. So we've got the beginnings of our rectangular prism. I'll go ahead and draw a few dotted lines, also parallel, to at least make it look like it's three-dimensional. So there we go. It might not be perfect, but that's our rectangular prism. And so we can say that we've got a length of, let's say our length is going to be, let's call this 20 inches. I'll just put that on the longer side there. I'm going to say my width here is 11 inches. And then we have a height of 13 inches. So we're going to say H equals 13 inches. So there we go. That's what we need for our volume. Now, how do we find volume? There's two different ways for us to find volume. If you look in your mathematics chart, you will see first we can just do length times width times height. So that's one way. We can literally take all three numbers, 13 times 11 times 20. That's going to work. Another option that you'll see is base times height. And if you see it like this, you'll notice that we don't really put the dots right there, just because as we get past 5th grade, we really stop putting dots or X's to represent multiplication. When we just put two numbers or two letters next to each other, a number outside of a parentheses, that means multiply. So this is base times height. Now, what's the relationship here? Well, the base is this bottom layer of your rectangular prism. So let me just shade that in right here so we can visually see it. So the bottom layer is a rectangle. And what you're doing is you're trying to find the area of this bottom layer. So you find the area of the base and you're going to multiply that by the height. Well, how do you find the area of a base? Guess what? You find it with the length times width. So that's how area relates to volume. You're basically finding the area of the bottom layer and then multiplying that by how many layers you have. So let's just see what all of our options here. So either way, we're going to multiply these three. So let's just go and find our base first. So we're going to do 20 times 11. So we're going to do 20 times 11. I'm going to put that in parentheses here. And then we're going to multiply that by our height of 13. So let's figure out 20 times 11. So 20 times 11, that's going to be 20. And another 20, multiplying by 1 is super easy. So I've got 220. Right now we're at inches squared, or square inches. So let's see what that is. I've got 220 inches squared. And then I've still got to multiply that by my height of 13 inches. So that's going to be a little bit bigger. Let's take my 220, multiply that by my 13. That should give me my volume. So that's going to be 0, 6, 6. Second row, oh, that's easy, it's 1. So you're just going to do 220. And so let's add that up. We've got 6, we've got 8, so 2,860 is what I have. 2,860. You can either write it inches with a little 3, that means cubic inches, or you can just do what they've got written there, cubic inches. They both mean the same thing. Either way, our answer is G.